Our third and final stop is Cellar Door. It's a bar restaurant. Come on, join me. Hello, good afternoon. Nice to meet you. Tell us about your business. When did it start?
Started October 2024. It's a combined idea of me po at saka ng husband ko, si Mr. Ojil Kiambao. Gusto lagi namin kasing meron ng konting chill after a long hour of work. So, naisip namin, pub, para makaka-chill na. We have here ang mga Filipino pulutan like isaw, we have barbecues, kung ano yung hinahanap natin pag umuwi tayo ng Pilipinas. So, we put it up here po.
Can you believe, in Milan, dito pa natin masasampulan ang isaw? What else?
Yes.
Fishball.
Here's isaw.
Fishball.
Yes, and tender juicy hot dog.
Yes.
And then, of course, yung mga Pilipino, anytime na nagsasama-sama po is laging kumakanta. So, we put up with karaoke.
Oh guys, nakita nyo naman ang ating barista. From coffee to alcoholic drinks. Ito, our very beautiful barista. Popular na paboritong inumin.
When it comes to Italian po, kasi classic lang yung mga iniinom nila. So, kapag mga Filipinos, they want something na more matamis. So, yun po yung pinaka-best seller ko.
Ganda naman ang mixer natin. And you also do private parties here?
Yes. So even if you have little budget, so makaka-organize ka na yung debut mo or 50th birthday or even simple gatherings for the family and friends.
Community news for the global Filipinos. From your trusted, reliable, and seasoned correspondents in Europe, Middle East, Africa, and beyond. Your news, your story, your network. The Filipino Correspondent Network.
We're here today at Linden Hall School for Girls, where dedication, discipline, and passion come together in the equestrian program. Today, we're meeting Alisa Jones, a 12-year-old rider who's already making waves with her hard work and dedication and love for the sport. Alisa Jones is from Maryland and now attends Linden Hall School for Girls, a boarding school in Lititz, Pennsylvania. Her Filipino heritage comes from her father, Eric Jones, and her grandfather, Eduardo Masil of San Fernando, Pampanga. With support from her mother, Nicole Jones, and inspiration from her maternal grandmother, Jean Frey, her journey continues to grow. So how old are you when you first started riding horses?
I was 9 years old.
And what made you want to try it?
So my great-grandparents used to ride horses, and ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved horses so much.
And can you tell us about your favorite horse and what he's like?
This is actually my favorite horse right here. His name is Bucky. He's a little pony. He's very fast and very polite, and he's just so sweet.
Okay, so who inspired you to start riding, and who influences you the most in your riding?
I think my grandparents influenced me and inspired me to start riding, and my mom has been really supportive.
And can you tell us what has been your proudest moment so far as a rider?
My proudest moment was my first show. I got second place.
Oh, wow. And what's the hardest part about learning to ride really well?
The hardest part is you'll never know if you get a horse who won't listen as well as your other horses that you've ridden. So you always have to be prepared for anything.
And can you describe what is it like for you just before a show starts?
Before a show starts, I'm a little bit nervous, but then after the show, I'm always so confident and so proud of, even if I don't place, I'm just so proud of myself.
Well, I know that Linden Hall Middle School and High School, the riders proudly compete on teams like the Interscholastic Equestrian Association. And have you ever competed in those? And what was the experience like for you?
I have competed in 2 of those shows, and the experience was very nice. I got to go to different barns and see what other horses were like.
With hopes of one day competing in the Olympics, Alisa is already setting clear goals for her future. Her coach is confident she's taking the right steps to reach that goal.
Yes, so Alyssa joined us this fall as a new student. She also joined our IEA team. So she has really come a long way in just her confidence, both in and out of the saddle. She is much more interactive in the barn and with her peers now. So it's great seeing the extra confidence boost that the riding has helped give everybody. Over the next few years, hopefully, as long as she sticks with it and keeps working hard, I definitely think she's got a good chance to keep going and go far.
As Alisa continues to grow in the sport, her development is shaped by the environment around her. At Linden Hall, the equestrian program provides students with hands-on experience and close mentorship. Riding director Erica Kurtz shares what makes the program unique and what stands out about Alisa as a young rider.
The Linden Hall Equestrian program here is really special because the kids can just walk right up from their dorms and get one-on-one attention with their horses, and they can take lessons every day. It's really exciting when we have young students like Alisa Jones who at the age of 12 is taking lessons in our program. She's very attentive, really pays attention to the horses, and really listens when she gets her instruction and really tries to make changes to her technique to help her be a better rider. And that's such an awesome trait with at such a young age to start riding.
On campus, Dr. Shauna Carter shares how Alyssa inspires the school community. Her energy and character make her a role model for students of all ages.
Alyssa, as a 6th grade equestrian student here at Linden Hall, is an inspiration to other middle schoolers with her energy and bravery and courage. She also is the favorite little sister to our upper schoolers.
From the classroom to the stables, Alyssa Jones continues to grow. Despite her ribbons and awards, she remains humble, chasing a dream that could one day lead to the Olympics. From Lidditz, Pennsylvania, Cherry Lamatin Perry, for the Filipino Correspondent Network, your news, your story, your network.
Sa gitna ng tensyon nagaganap sa gitnang silangan kung saan patuloy ang palitan ng missile strike na nagdudulot ng pinsala sa buhay at kabuhayan, may isa namang mukha ng mundo na patuloy na nabubuhay, ang kultura, sining at pagkakaisa ng mga komunidad sa iba't ibang panig ng daigdig. Mula Estados Unidos, Canada hanggang Arizona. Ito ang kwento ng resilient at identity. Sa Jacksonville, Florida, pinagdiwang ng Cambodian community ang kanilang tradisyonal na bagong taon, ang Khmer New Year, isang mahalagang okasyon na sumisimbolo ng renewal, reflection at spiritual cleansing. Makikita sa selebrasyon ang tradisyonal na sayaw, ritual, panalangin na patuloy na isinasabuhay kahit malayo sa kanilang bansang pinagmulan.
The Khmer New Year here in Jacksonville, they feel that it is not a lot of children understand what Khmer New Year is, but they know that Khmer New Year is coming. It's the festivity, it's the food, it's the music, it's everybody. Let's say once a year they come out and they see each other. So it is a meeting place, it's a meeting of celebration.
Sa gitna ng global uncertainties, ang ganitong pagdiriwang ay nagsisilbing anchor ng identity, lalo na sa diaspora communities.
It is important that we preserve this culture is because it is our roots. It is who we are. It is, if we don't preserve it, we will forget who we are and where we come from. So it is important, yes, to teach the children what our culture is, what our root is.
Mula sa selebrasyon ng kultura, isang pagtingin naman sa kasaysayan. Ito ang Saint Agustin, ang pinakamatandang lungsod sa Estados Unidos na sumasalamin sa mahabang kasaysayan ng migrasyon at cultural exchange. Dito makikita kung paano nag-uugnay ang nakaraan at kasalukuyan sa paghubog ng identity ng iba't ibang komunidad. Isang paalala na ang kasaysayan ay patuloy na bahagi ng modernong panahon. Sa Toronto, Canada, Binigyang pagkilala ang mga bagong boses sa larangan ng sining. Pinangunahan ng Toronto Arts Foundation ang Newcomer Artist Award 2026, isang inisyatibo para suportahan ang mga immigrant artists na nagsisimula pa lamang sa kanilang karera. Sa pamamagitan ng grants, mentorship at exposure, nagiging instrumento ang sining upang maipahayag ang kanilang kwento.
Of the foundation overall is just that every Torontonian should have access to free or low-cost arts events in their own neighborhoods and their own backyards. And the way that we make this happen is by providing funding for different artists and organizations.
Para sa mga awardees, ang pagkilalang ito ay hindi lamang simbolo ng tagumpay, kundi isang mahalagang hakbang patungo sa integrasyon at oportunidad sa bagong bansa.
Newcomers make up over 46% of Toronto's population. They're integral to the identity of our city and to the rich and varied cultural and creative life that we enjoy here. The Newcomer Artist Award program is one of the ways that we shine a spotlight on the incredible newcomer talent in this city and help artists move their careers forward when they come to Toronto. We are so proud to celebrate their work and their lived experience and the perspectives that they bring to our life here in Toronto.
Ano yung newcomer mentorship? Bagong dating ka rito na artist, gusto mong ipagpatuloy yung nagawa mo kasi pagdating dito hindi ka kilala eh. So, tuturuan ka nila kung paano mag-restart ng art practice mo dito sa Toronto. Sponsored yan ng TD Bank at saka ng maraming institutions dito. And then, part ito, na tinuturuan kami kung paano makipag-usap sa mga organisasyon gaya ng Theater Center at iba pang mga centers dito ng art para magkaroon ng project. So tinuruan kami gumawa ng proposal, tinuruan kami gumawa ng programa, tinuruan kami mag-budget.
Samantala sa Chandler, Arizona, isang dekada ng multicultural celebration ang muling ipinagdiwang. Pinangunahan ng St. Andrew's Apostolic Church ang isang festival na pinagsama-sama ang iba't ibang nasyonalidad upang ibahagi ang kanilang kultura sa pamamagitan ng pagkain at tradisyon.
So the goal is to showcase the diversity of the church. So, as you see, there's so many countries represented here, but also we're just one faith community.
It's a good opportunity for us to experience and appreciate the culture all over the country or all over the world. It's a good activity because I guess it brings us all together and it's a reminder for us to it's a reminder that we are united as one and great community and more vibrant community.
Higit pa sa pagkain, ito ay isang platform ng cultural dialogue at mutual understanding. Sa panahon ng global division, ang ganitong mga pagtitipon ay nagiging mahalagang espasyo para sa pagkakaisa.
Everything is free. Everything is free. And to join, there is no, as long as you're a member, you don't even have to be a member of St. Andrew's Parish. If you want to join this group of women to showcase our culture, you're more than welcome to join.
Sa kabila ng mga hamon sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, ang kultura at komunidad ang patuloy na nagbubuklod sa sangkatauhan. Isang paalala na sa gitna ng pagkakaiba, may iisang direksyon, ang pagkakaisa. Dong Robles, The Filipino Correspondent Network, Phoenix, Arizona.
Community news for the global Filipinos. From your trusted, reliable, and seasoned correspondents in Europe, Middle East, Africa, and beyond. Your news, your story, your network. The Filipino Correspondent Network.
To start our event, may I request the co-organizer of today's event, His Excellency Rodrigo Duterte, Ambassador of the Philippine President.
Our theme for this year, navigating our future together. That is the theme of ASEAN in 2026, where the Philippines is chairing. So, related to that is also some way moving around in water. Our part of the world is well known because we move in water, and so this is somehow something to do with our identity, the ASEAN, and also because we want to have some physical activity for today. So
910, okay, to your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0. Okay, everybody down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, heads to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4.
magandang araw sa lahat ng ating mga tagapakinig. This is the Philippine Ambassador to Doha, Qatar, and we have just concluded our dragon boat paddling activity of the ASEAN community in Doha, ACD. You see, in every national capital, there is a committee of all the embassies of ASEAN, and in Doha, there are 7 of them: Bahrain, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. So we have common activities, and one of them was this one, dragon boat paddling, which was initiated by the embassies of Indonesia and the Philippines. So tayo po yung part host nito, and we thought of dragon boat racing kasi yung ating theme for this year, 2026, it's having a common goal sa ASEAN, no? Together. So we thought na paddling would be a nice way to exercise while it's not yet too hot. And then mabait naman yung dragon boat Qatar na they allowed us to be trained by them. So professionals po yung nagtitrain sa atin, yung dragon boat regatta Qatar. That is why we have this joint activity of all the 7 ASEAN embassies in Doha.
First of all, congratulations to the Embassy of Philippines and Indonesia for co-organizing this dragon boat event. I mean, this is part of the ASEAN Community Doha activity for this year. It's a very good participation. I mean, we are very excited to participate in this event, and I'm sure we're looking forward for this event again next year. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank the ASEAN Committee and ASEAN community in Doha very much for organizing this very meaningful activity outdoor. For me, this is the first time I've been joining in dragon boat racing in Doha, and I'm very impressed with this activity, and I think it is a very good activity for ASEAN community in Doha. By doing this activity, we show our solidarity, our unity, and our aspiration for our community to be advancing ahead. Thank you very much.
We would like to extend our gratitude to Dragon Boat Regatta Qatar. Big applause to them. I think for myself, this is the first time even though I'm coming from the archipelagic countries with the tradition of boat, I think this is my first time to train myself. Maybe we will try again next time.
Kami po ay nagpapasalamat na naging successful itong ating Dragon Boat paddling activity ng ASEAN community in Doha. Marami po sa nagpaddle today. First time nilang nagpaddle. So first time silang na-expose sa ganitong klaseng sports na hindi naman masyadong mahalaga yung physical stature ng kada isa, kung hindi yung sabay-sabay o yung teamwork na pag-paddle. Kaya maganda po ito dahil first time din po sa ASEAN community na nagkaroon ng ganitong activity.
We are Team
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
My golden buzzer, what happens? And they said it goes to the audience. But I said, I'm not giving it to the audience.
Paano ka ba masusuportahan ng mga kababayan nating Pinoy? Alam mo naman ng mga Pinoy, you said it yourself, you experienced it. Pag sumuporta yung Pinoy, todo-todo yan.
Yes, oh my gosh. You can actually, when the time comes and voting comes around, I will be posting everywhere on socials to get help and to get votes from everywhere. That's one of the things I was very shy to do when I was an idol. I nearly was almost embarrassed to ask for votes. But this time around, I need it.
Mati, you started joining competitions at the age of 20. You're now 27. It's a 7-year journey. If you're given a chance to speak to your younger self, what would you tell him? Kasi ito na yung natutunan mo eh. Ito yung 7-year journey, and you said there were so many realizations. So anong sasabihin mo sa kanya? And whatever you will tell your younger self, maraming matututunan doon ang mga followers mo, fans mo at nanonood nito.
Wow. I usually reserve it for these introspective nights. Pero I think what I would say to my younger self is you're the only person who can make it happen. No matter how many people around you will try to help, no matter how many offers of hands to bring you to where you want to be, if you don't help yourself, nothing will happen. I think that's one thing I had to learn the hard way. I thought when I was young that I needed somebody else to bring me there. I needed somebody else to recognize what I had in me. But what clicked so clearly for me when I was here was that everything I needed to get to here, I already had within me. I just had to unlock it.
I give the various rulings. One thing I did miss out was really to do with items relating to victims. Firstly, the VPRS and mapping reports. And the question of household forms as opposed to individual ones, as well as victims in pre-trial. Now, we had in mind, and I just want to hear at this stage if there's any objection to make various orders, really for the VPRS to file a report, including the possibility of having a mapping report and household forms. The main mapping report to be filed 30 days after the Article 74 judgment. I see Mr. Ambach indicating assent, I think is the polite way of putting it.
Assent, Your Honor.
And next, we were going to authorize the use of household forms in addition to individual application forms, unless there's an objection. If there isn't, then we'll authorize it. If there's an objection, we're not going to make a ruling, and you can make submissions from my side.
Thank you, Madam President. As far as we are concerned, we would prefer to maintain the individual. As far as we are concerned, we would prefer to maintain the individual form and the household form, so that victims can choose which one, because on occasion, some victims would like not to complete a household form because some members of their family may not be aware of what happened.
Right.
So we would prefer to maintain both options. Thank you very much.
Right. Well, is there any objection to this? If no, I see Mr. Haynes shaking his head. I see Mr. Nichols shaking his head. Right. Then we will authorize the use of both forms, Ms. Masida. And finally, we were going to order that the victims who participated in the pre-trial proceedings are authorized to continue participating in the trial proceedings. Any objection to that? No. Okay. Well, then we make that order as well. We didn't mention, but I'm going to mention now this, that pursuant to Regulation 37 of the regulations of the court, we're going to limit parties, participants, and registry in their written submissions to 12 pages, which is what we did in Al Rahman. If you, for some reason, want to add to that limit, you must apply for permission and explain why. As far as further submissions are concerned, we're going to hold 2 more status conferences. We would prefer that, unless there is something that needs urgent resolution, submissions are made at those status conferences so that they can, if at all possible, be dealt with orally. But as I say, if there's something really urgent, then of course you can file a submission. Right, it was brought to my attention next, before I deal with the rulings, that I wasn't altogether clear this morning about the question of protocols to be used. So I'm going to now read out what we say about protocols. As a general rule, the Chamber will use the protocols that are already in place in the Chamber's manual. As I've already indicated, Chambers will allow witness preparation. The registry is instructed to file in the record the witness preparation protocol, the familiarization protocols as used in the Al Rahman case, which mirror those in the model conduct of proceedings. The registry is to liaise with the parties and participants and report back to the Chamber on the proposed use of dual status, vulnerability, and redactions by the 15th of June of this year. If changes are foreseeable to the e-court protocol, the registry is to liaise with the parties and report back to the Chamber with a proposal particularly as regards submission of evidence during the course of the trial by the 15th of June. Right, I hope that yes, sorry, and I forgot to say that the cutoff. No, I was about to say that actually. But anyhow, the cutoff date for any applications from the victims to participate in the proceedings is the end of the prosecution's presentation of evidence, and we will follow the ABC participation approach. Right. As far as the fitness, the assessment of the fitness of the accused to stand trial, what we decided to do is that in the light of the short discussion, it would be preferable if the parties could liaise together and prepare a proposed joint letter of instruction. We were going to do it ourselves, but then we thought that you might then want to object. So it's probably simpler if the two of you can come to an agreement. We would like that, please, by Friday of next week, which is the actually, no, I think we said a week today. What's a week today? 3rd of June. Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Sorry, my fault. Not Friday. Wednesday, the 3rd of June. And registry, we would be grateful, please, if you could contact the experts immediately to check on their availability and let us know by the end of the week. That's the 3 experts who saw him before. Right, as regards, first of all, then to the decisions we've come to, the start of trial, we are prepared to accede to the prosecution's application of the 30th of November as the start of trial. The trial will run on a daily basis until the judicial recess or thereabouts. We have to wait for the report on the accused's fitness, and they will specifically be asked to, if they find him fit to stand trial, about the proposed sitting. The chamber would obviously like to sit, subject to witness problems, 5 days a week. But we note the recommendations that were made for the confirmation hearing. And so it may well be that we'll have to adjust it if we have to have a day for the accused not to be in court each week. That doesn't necessarily mean it won't be a sitting day, because we can use that day to deal with any administrative matters or any legal arguments that are due to take place, subject, of course, to the accused waiving his right to be present. So effectively, at the moment, as I say, subject to what reports we get, it should be taken by all parties, participants in the registry, that we will be sitting continuously until the recess at Christmas. We very much also urge the registry to make the necessary arrangements so that for the opening statements at the end of November, there can be interpretation, even if there isn't a sufficient pool of interpreters for witnesses. I think it's important that opening statements can be understood by those in the Philippines. Right. So the deadlines for the prosecution in the lead up to trial. The prosecution provisional list of witnesses and evidence by the 29th of June. Its trial brief, final list of witnesses, and list of evidence relied upon in the trial, 31st of August, which is 3 months before the trial. And the same deadline, that is the 31st of August, applies if you wish to add new incidents. Plus the list of experts, and appreciating the difficulty sometimes in getting experts to provide reports. We would like as many reports as are available, and if a report isn't available, then at least a summary of what it is expected that the expert will be saying in his report. Any evidence disclosed or to be added to the list of evidence after that date is strongly discouraged and will be subject to the Chamber's authorization, good cause to be shown, with a full explanation for the reason for the delay. Simply a reminder that disclosure of exculpatory evidence and Rule 77 should be done on a rolling basis. After our discussion this morning, review your evidence to make sure that we avoid having repetitive, irrelevant, or over voluminous evidence. And as already discussed, the witnesses interviewed under Rule 55, the schedules that we discussed and which are familiar to you from the Al Rahman case. As far as pretrial motions are concerned, if there is any issue that needs resolution before the start of the proceedings, pursuant to Rule 134, 1 and 2, again, cutoff date 31st of August. I'll give you the dates of the status conferences in a moment, but we will deal with them all, I hope, then. And of course, obviously, if it's urgent, that's a different matter, and it should be filed as soon as possible. The dates for the next status conferences between now and the summer recess are the 23rd of June and the 14th of July. As indicated this morning, the defense's indication of issues and defense to be provided by the 30th of October. The legal representative of the victims trial brief 28th of September. As far as agreed facts are concerned, we're not going to set a deadline, but we will review the position at each of these status conferences. We echo or repeat our hope that you can reach a substantial number of agreed facts. Having considered Ms. Masida's representations, the LRV can receive notification of what facts have been agreed and can make submissions on this, which the Chamber will consider. As far as the conduct of proceedings is concerned, I've mentioned some matters. There will be other matters dealt with in that. Effectively, it will be it's intended that it will very much be the same model as that in the Al Rahman case, which also models the model one in the Chamber's manual. But if anybody wants to suggest amendments to it, they must do so by Friday, the 5th of June. So in other words, next Friday. I mentioned this morning that we were thinking of trying to find a balance between the submission and admission process. But I'm reminded I think that the conduct of proceedings and indeed the Chamber's manual states that where there are documents which the Chamber or the parties consider are important ones, it can be, whether or not it will be admitted, can be dealt with at the time that the document is tendered. But I really do emphasize we don't expect to be drowned in documents. So those are the rulings, unless anybody thinks I've missed anything out that I said I'd give a ruling on. And unless there are any other matters, that concludes the status conference. Nobody got any other matters? No, right. Yes, thank you all very much.
All rise, we will agree.